Have you ever felt like your prayers are hitting a wall? Like you're talking to God, but He's not listening? Today, we're going to explore the art of talking with God, not just to God. Get ready to experience a deeper connection with the Almighty. The Bible says in Psalm 139 verses 1-4, "You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways." God knows everything about us, even before we utter a word. To talk with God, we must approach Him with humility and surrender. In 1 Samuel 3 verse 10, Samuel said, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." Samuel didn't tell God what to do. He listened and obeyed. Prayer is a two-way conversation. Prayer is not just about talking to God, it's about listening to Him as well. In John 10 verse 27, Jesus said, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me." We must learn to listen to God's voice and follow His leading. Our prayers should not be about convincing God to do our will, but about surrendering to His will. In Matthew 26 verse 39, Jesus prayed, "My Father, if it is not possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done." Jesus submitted to God's will, even when it was difficult. When we talk with God, we experience a deeper connection with Him, and our prayers become more effective. In James 5 verse 16, it says, "The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective." By surrendering to God's will and listening to His voice, we can experience the power of prayer. Talking with God is not just about speaking our minds, it's about surrendering to His will and listening to His voice. As we practice this kind of prayer, we'll experience a deeper connection with God and see our prayers become more effective. So, take a moment to reflect on your prayer life. Are you talking with God, or just talking to Him? Remember, God knows everything about you, and He wants to guide you and comfort you. Surrender to His will, listen to His voice, and experience the power of God in His fullness. Surrendering our will to God is not always easy. It requires humility, trust, and faith. But when we surrender, we open ourselves up to God's power and guidance. So, how do we surrender our will to God? First, we must acknowledge that God's ways are higher than our ways. We must recognize that His plan is better than ours. Next, we must let go of our need to control. We must release our grip on our lives and trust that God has a better plan. This means being willing to say, "Not my will, but yours be done." Finally, we must trust that God's will is good, even when we don't understand it. We must trust that He has our best interests at heart and that His plan will bring us joy and fulfillment. Surrendering our will to God is not a one-time event, but a daily process. It requires patience, persistence, and faith. But the reward is worth it: a deeper connection with God, a sense of peace and purpose, and a life that is truly fulfilling. So, take a step of faith today. Surrender your will to God and trust that His plan is better than yours. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching Faith Tonic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video to more people.